I did a video earlier of this, taking this sewing machine apart or getting this cover off, but all of the sound is gone. So I might show the disassembly as a silent movie, but this video is about replacing the touchscreen that's on here. The way it's a resistive touchscreen, and basically to calibrate it you have to press a point here and a point here, and the trouble is on this screen, this is the old one, when you press here it doesn't register, and so you can't actually use the screen because the menu, when you press here it thinks you're pressing here and it presses the wrong menu item, etc. So I found another video of someone on YouTube that had bought a replacement screen, and I think it linked to this one or similar, which I got. They cost almost nothing, like a couple of quid, but they take a long time to arrive, and it came with a different sort of connector. And the problem with this is you can't solder to it or anything, or it's very, very difficult to solder to it, and it's not the same size, so you can't just plug that in there. And the pitch of this one is it's something crazy like 0.75 of a millimeter, which is completely non-standard, and I couldn't find a connector for it. So I thought of trying to solder it, but in the end I ordered another one, which came, and this one came with a connector already attached, so that's kind of good. And also a length of wire, obviously. But there's in the machine itself, there's a socket that's designed to accept this kind of ribbon cable here. So, and on top of that, the wiring of them is different. I think I've kind of mapped it out, and I think I've got this right. So on this one, the two outer pins are, this pin, I'll start with the original. The right hand connector and the one next to it are the two vertical ones. So I'm assuming they measure where your finger is across this way, and the two leftmost pins are the bottom and the top correspondingly. It's different on this one. The top and bottom are the third pin along, which is actually the same, third pin along the same, but the other top one, on this one is the fourth, on this one it's the first. So one of it, is it just yeah. So yeah, when I wire it up, I've got to map the pins accordingly like this, which is going to be a bit tricky. And I think I'm going to have to take this connector off and wire these wires directly, hopefully on the front, but if not, round the back, which is going to be a right pain. So the first thing to do is I need to take this board off, which I'm not... it's already further disassembled than I hoped it was going to have to be, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to take the board off entirely. And there are a lot of connectors on it, which I really don't want to undo unless I have to. Also some micro switches up here. Yeah, I'm not sure if it... Let's see if I can get you a better view of that. I apologise, well, depending on when I show this. I know this is yet another sewing machine video though, which I do apologise for. The problem is I'm waiting for parts on the bike to finish that off. So yeah, I'm going to try not to wreck this board. I think there are just 3 screws holding it on. That's a chunky piece of metal. It's got a big heat sink on it. Ugh. And also a heat sink there. I don't want to undo it. I really don't want to take that. I wonder if I can get at the front of this connector. Well, they're very small and delicate. Might have to get some help from this. Yeah, that seems to work. So I wonder if I can, in the first instance, I wonder if I can just poke the wires in to try it. Not sure about that. Or I can try and tease up these connectors to be able to solder them, but man, oh man, they are small. I mean, I think I'm gonna. I basically got to butcher this anyway. So. What a pain. Where's my connector wire gone? How big are these? Just got these little thermistors. I think I just want to. Could I poke? No, that doesn't make a very good connection. I cannot see an easy way around this. I can see myself not doing a good job of trying to make those connections. Standards, huh? Well, first of all, this soldering iron I've got here is way too big, so I'm going to have to find a smaller tipped soldering iron, which got a couple of choices I think for that. This one. Okay, so we've got a fancier iron here. Lose this one. So I'd imagine this only going to take like about a millisecond to warm up. No idea what temperature to set it to, something a bit lower maybe. Some solder. Now I have to work out which wire I'm gonna. So on the original screen, let's do it starting from the left. I need the one that goes all the way to the top. So it's the far right hand one on the. Sorry, the far left hand one on the original is the far right hand one on the new one. Original. Hoping this is going to work. The original I think went in like that. So the original, what did I say? The far left hand one, which is pin 1 on here. Far left hand one is the far right hand one on this, which is red. Okay, so the red wire goes to the left hand connector. Just tin that. And then get the magnifying glass and see there. Oh. Of course, this is all. Well, it's not a magnetic stand anyway. Just trying to give myself a better view. Something like that. So first of all, I'm just going to see if I can tin that left hand piece. Oh wow, this is weird. Well, it appears to be tinned. Red wire. Nice. Well, that appears to be connected and not touching the next one. That's good. Okay. So that was the original. Right, so the next one along is the bottom, which is the same as the second one along. Second one along on the original is also the second one along on the new one. And the second one along on the new one is green. Okay, so green. What I should have done, of course, now with hindsight, is stripped all of these first. See if I can do it now. So, next one is green. And then I guess the other two, I wonder if it's not polarity sensitive, is it? So if I get these two right, I think in theory I can just put the next two on any way I want. I find it very hard to coordinate where the soldering iron is when I'm looking at it through this magnifying glass. I'm sure there's a trick to it. I guess it's be a lot younger is the main trick. or have a set of replacement eyes from someone. Oh man alive, get the shakes and everything. Oh, what have I done there? I'm not sure. Green. I think I've shorted those together now. Maybe try my little monocle thing. What do they call them? These things. Try that instead. So I apologise if my head is going to be in the way here, but I need to try and a loop, that's what it's called, isn't it? Oh man, I can't see what I've done there. Well, let's just see if I can tell if those are shorted together. They are indeed shorted together. Or is that just something on the circuit board? Oh. Yeah. I don't like this. I'm going to see if I can I think I'm going to have to try and cut this connector off. What does that look like now? Where did my loop go? What a mess. So there's the last one. think that's given them a bit of separation now. They seem to be staggered in this. Yeah, that's quite good. Okay, I think that's given me a little bit of space to... The pins are staggered, which to give me a little bit more room, and I'm hopefully now I can solder on them and then give myself a little bit of room to work with. But they are tiny. Which was the first one I did? Red, wasn't it? So I think red coming in from this side. And then green coming in from the other side. Green. And just check those those are not shorted. I think they're in a much better place now. Yeah, those are not shorted. So these other two, I guess, can go in any order, says he confidently, if I've got it right. Black and white. So which one's easier? I'll do white. White coming from the top. And then black from the bottom. If this works first time, I think it'll be a minor miracle, but anyway, that's soldered up. Oop, that wasn't soldering iron. This is the soldering iron. Okay, so that's wired up. The question is now, how much do I need to... Can I get it all back together again enough to try it? Let's see. So I've got a ribbon cable here. Is it that way around? Must be, mustn't it? That's the top of the screen. Must be that way around. So ribbon cable. Yeah. Ribbon cable there. This connector must go there. What else have I got to connect? This one I think goes in here. Like that. So that's all of the connectors for that thing, the screen. Bit of insulation. What else have I got to connect? I wonder how much of it will work without all this gubbins in. I think it's worth a try first. This I think was an earth, wasn't it? An earthing strap of some sort. Just to go on there. This is my screen. So go on there. Shall we give it a go? Let's give it a go. Where's the on-off switch on this? Oh, it's on the power supply. Okay. So, fingers crossed. Let's see if it powers up. It's making some noises. Right, it's why is there's no backlight? But there is something on the screen, which is good. Oh, where the backlight might be something else. But I'm just going to get some advice here. But it's powered up, and let's see. Oh, something's happening. So, yeah, I'm going to stop the video there for a minute and going to get some assistance on how it works. Right, so I had to go and find the manual, and to get the calibration on the screen, basically you have to have the switches connected, hence this panel around here, and to get it to go, you press the, not sure what this button's called, what do they call it? It's the reverse feed button and the sensor foot pivot button at the same time. So press those two together, turn it on, and you can just about see the screen. You get a button called Calibrate. Now the trouble is if the screen's not calibrated, you're kind of stabbing around trying to get it to recognise the calibration button, and that didn't work. It seemed to be that actually we were off by feeling like we having to press the screen here, and the reason for that was that the black and the white wires that I just randomly connected, because I thought it didn't matter. It does matter. So I haven't quite figured out how it knows. I haven't figured out how it knows where you are, left to right. There's obviously a set of resistance measurements this way, but I can't. Yeah, I haven't quite figured out how it works. Anyway, so I reversed the black and the white wires at the connector here rather than undo any of that dodgy soldering, and then the calibration works fine. So calibrate, then you get these two crosses which change colour when you hit them. Green, green, and the problem as it was before, when that first one it wouldn't recognise, so you could never calibrate it, and yeah, it's all fine, so everything works. Yeah, whole load of stuff to play around with. So now I've got to put it all back together, and that's going to entail sticking it down. There is these rubber things have gone off, so I've got to get some new glue, obviously recalibrate it, and then I'm going to put it all back together again. And so yeah, it does work. If you order one of these things from eBay, it's basically called, if you search for a 5-inch touchscreen, you'll find them, and they're like, they're a couple of pounds each. They really don't cost anything at all. Take a few days to arrive if you're in the UK from China anyway. But yeah, try to get one that's got a connector with it, because if you get the one without a connector, you're kind of stuffed. So yeah, quite pleased with that. And if anyone knows where to get the original one, that of course would be the best. That's got this connection's got a pitch of I can't remember now. I think that might be 1mm pitch, and this one was 0.75. Yeah, that looks about right. So if you can get 1mm pitch with the wiring in the right orientation, which is like this one here, then you could just straight swap it out, which of course would be much easier than what I had to do. But I guess you'd just take a bit of pot luck. I've just cut off the previous sticky tape stuff with a Stanley blade here, and then I've just cleaned the screen off. It's got a few scratches on it, which makes me think that someone's been in here before. But yeah, give this a quick wipe too. And then I've actually got some special 3M tape. What do they call it? High something tape. What do they call it? VHD, very high VHR tape, very high something. Anyway, it's specifically for sticking down LCD screens, allegedly. And I just happened to have some of it because for another thing that I was doing. It takes a little while to go off. This is why it doesn't stick immediately. What does it stand for? Very high something. Anyway, it is specifically for mounting screens. It's bugging me now. But I'm not going to stop to go and look it up, what it stands for. Anyway, it's 3M LCD fixing tape. Yeah, good. I'm not going to power it up yet, so unplug the mains. I've got to get in here without unplugging everything. Make a bit of space. And hopefully I haven't lost any of the screws. Too many projects. So what do we think? It looks like, I reckon these screws here look like good ones. This screwdriver perhaps. Now where does that earth clip? I wonder where. I don't remember exactly where this earth clip went. I suspect on this metalwork somewhere, but did it have a screw through it maybe? I might have to go and watch the video. I think something like that. So I'll just put a couple of these in and then check it from the other side. See what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. Good. The only trouble ordering stuff from China is, so I took it all apart, ordered the stuff from China, and then of course had to wait a long time for it to arrive. Should be able to get all of these things to plug in now. So that one there, this one. So before I go any further, I'm just going to check it still works. And I have another go at calibrating it, I guess. So this switch and this switch, turn it on. And then the other thing, I'm going to make the LCD. Oh, I see it takes a while to warm up. That's contrast. Calibrate. Calibrate. Why isn't it working? Oh. It's not working at all. Nothing. Oh, well, that's frustrating. The other slightly worrying thing is, this ribbon cable. I think that's not fully seated. Is that going to be the problem? It's not easy to get it back together. But my only advice would be, don't force anything. try again. Oh, that is really frustrating. No, it's not doing a sausage. Raise bobbin winder to calibrate machine. Oh, was that the problem? Maybe that was the problem. That sounded a bit better. Aha! So there was something caught there, right. 1, 2. So. That's better. Okay, so yep, that's working. Good. Good. I did figure out where this plastic piece comes from too. This was in here. Don't know what that does. So yes, my advice would be don't force anything, because there's something not in the going to be in the way. That's why it's not working. Right. I think there's a screw in the bottom. How did all those get on the floor? Oh. The new screen, I've managed to step on it. The new screen didn't fit. Right. Is this one of these long ones? No. That should be a long one, I think. Yes. Okay, long one in this corner. And thank you very much for watching. And yeah, well, it's not a motorbike, I know, but there are plenty other motorbike projects coming. Hope you enjoyed it. I know before I was a motorbike whisperer, there were a lot of people that looked at my sewing machine videos, so yeah, I hope some people get some use out of it anyway. Anyway, enjoyable fun for me. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks very much. Bye bye.